Welcome to the Midwest. My name is Jesse, and it may not look like it because it looks beautiful out. Yes, we know about allergies during this time of year. It's starting to be early fall. It's late summer, it's like early fall, about to be fall. May not look like it, but before you know it, it will be cold and flu season. So I'm going to be doing some videos coming up on how to prep, how to cold and flu proof your body. And one of the first things I want to talk about is elderberry. So let's talk about elderberry today. Welcome to the Midwest. My name is Jesse, and today we're talking about the elderberry supplement. And you can take elderberries, you can just buy them and eat them by themselves. Elderberries, are delicious and they're good for you. Or you can take them as a supplement. They have elderberry syrup, there's elderberry chews, gummies, and there's also elderberry pills that you can find, all of which are very effective. And the thing about elderberry that I really like, is that it works as an antiviral. It's kind of an antivirus for your body. Now, first, before I even really get into it, I just want to make the point that the immune system, when it comes to the field of immunology, it's a very complex thing. All right, we don't fully understand the human immune system. We understand a lot of it. There's a lot of different aspects that are being researched, and there's things that people disagree on. Okay, but basically, what causes us to feel the cold and flu symptoms is when our innate immune system is activated, and that is generally whenever it detects an intruder. And in this case, when it comes to cold and flus, it's a virus, and it detects it, and then you get all these nasty symptoms: the snot in the nose, and the sinuses in the ears, and you feel kind of achy and things like that. And then after that's the initial reaction, and then after usually 7 to 12 days, the secondary or the specific immune response takes place, and that's typically what gives us that immunity to that particular cold or flu for later on in life. And so, wouldn't it be great if we didn't have to experience the cold and flu symptoms? And so that's typically what we're shooting for, right? Because that's unpleasant, and it's not the end of the world, but it's not a pleasant experience to catch a cold or a flu. And so the reason why elderberry is so exciting is something that I really believe in, is because it contains a compound called hemagglutinin protein. I'll put that down here because I'm not great at pronouncing things. Hemagglutinin protein essentially works as an antiviral. It prevents viruses. Specifically, what they've done a lot of tests on is the influenza virus, but it basically works as a way to keep viruses from reproducing, because it prevents them from being able to penetrate the cell walls. And of course, whenever you may know this, that's typically that's how a virus reproduces. It needs to get into your cell. It hijacks your cell, and that's how it replicates. And so what elderberry does is it helps prevent that process from taking place. So it's helping to prevent the reproduction of the virus so that it doesn't get that stronghold and go crazy in your body. There's been various studies done, and some really good studies that have been done on the effectiveness of elderberry, especially when it comes to one of the most powerful of the cold and flus, right? When it comes to our influenza virus, and it always shows that typically those people who take elderberry tend to get better at least 4 days before people who don't. So, I mean, and whenever you're living with the flu, 4 days is an eternity. It just is awful, right? So 4 days faster, which is attributed to that hemagglutinin protein preventing the virus from continuing to reproduce. So this is why I take it as a preventative. So whenever it comes to cold and flus, like one of my jobs is a college professor. And so right now I've started taking elderberry. I don't take it all year round, but I take it during the semesters whenever I'm around a lot of people who are, from a lot of different places coming and going. Just think about the way you might feel when you go to an airport. You're breathing other people's air all day. You're around people constantly coming and going. Viruses and things just kind of in the air, and that's how it feels. If you're a student, you understand this as well. And it's just something that we typically we think about more whenever we're around a lot of people, because hey, we're passing things around, we're sniffing things in, and that's how typically viruses are spread. So I take it as a preventative, and I want that hemagglutinin protein in my body so that there are fewer opportunities for viruses to get a stronghold in my system. Obviously, this is not the cure-all. There's a lot of other things that go into place. Like, for instance, you should be getting proper nutrition. You should be sleeping well. You should try that Wim Hof method thing. You should try cold exposure, heat exposure. There's all kinds of great things that are excellent for your immune system. This is just a little extra something. It's a supplement. It's there to help the things that you should be doing already. Now, I'm going to go through a couple studies just real quick that were done on elderberry specifically. One of the studies was a placebo-controlled double-blind study conducted by Dr. Madeline Mumkuglu, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that here because I apologize to the good doctor for mispronouncing her name. In this particular study, 93.3% of the people who took elderberry reported a significant improvement in influenza just within 2 days after starting to take it, as opposed to the 6 days for those who didn't take it. So again, we got a 4-day difference on that. Again, also a 4-day difference in another randomized double-blind placebo-controlled study that was performed in Norway, and it was similar results. They had all the symptoms, and they got within 48 hours of taking elderberry, they were feeling like they were getting over their flu. Okay, so it's something that's been studied, it's been tested. It's also safe. So as far as, unless you have a specific allergic reaction, of course that's specific to you, but typically there's no problems with elderberry, and so you can rest assured that you're probably not going to have any side effects. Elderberry is something you can find at any store. I will put some links. I'll put some links to the studies that I just talked about, and then I'll also put the links to some brands that I take, and I'll put those in the description bar. I take the pill version. I don't take the other kinds very often unless I just can't get the pill version for some reason or another. And the reason for that is elderberry also has, especially the syrup, it's a lot of sugar. There's just a ton of sugar, and I try to stay away from sugar as much as I can. That's my own personal thing. We'll talk about that on another episode. But it doesn't matter which one you're taking. As the elderberry, the actual active ingredients, it's in the dried capsule, just like it's in the syrup, just like it's in all these things. So it doesn't really matter how you take it according to the science that's been done on it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I hope you don't catch a cold, but if you do, maybe this might help. Guys, thanks so much. Don't forget to go out there and be nice to people. Oh yeah. Okay. Pretty sweet snow angel.